Be sure to buy your copy of Before the Badge, everything you need to know before you become a cop. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wordsmatterpublishing.com. All right, I'm Dominick Izzo. This is my channel, Officer Dominick Izzo. I'm a retired police officer from up here in the Chicago area, and we're going to do another breakdown. The purpose of this channel is to highlight law enforcement on a righteous level, right? I can't fucking stand corrupt law enforcement. It is what it is. If you buy my book and read Before the Badge, everything you need to know before you become a cop, you'll read my story about how I was a pain in the ass. I was a patrol officer. I got fired from my last department. I did get reinstated and I retired, and I went after the shit that happened in my department that a lot of people just won't talk about. I also talk about the pettiness of law enforcement, how cops are scrutinized like shit by the command staff, the public. There's nothing worse than having a bitchy spouse, I don't know, bitchy girlfriend, whatever, and you get have an argument with her and she clams up so you can't finish the argument. So then you go to work and you're stuck in that box all day long, right? And it's February, and you're in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, and there's nothing to do except for just look at the snow falling. It's freezing cold, and then your command staff says, hey, go out and do foot patrol. And you're like, are you serious? Are you serious? And if you don't do that crap, it affects your performance review, which is a quota. If you guys don't think there's quotas in law enforcement, yes, there are. They're performance evaluations. You don't do that. You know what? People keep thinking that they don't fuck with cops. You know, you go to work one day, all of a sudden you're reassigned to a shitty squad car that's got no air conditioning, or the heater's broken, or what? Guys, you have no idea, for you civilians, how bad command staff fucks with police officers. With that being said, still, it gives no right for cops to wind up doing shit that they do on the street. We're going into 2023. It just blows me away how we're going into 2023 and some cops just still can't remember. They're on camera for everything. So when I get these videos down, I break them down with you. I don't watch them, right? Beforehand meeting. So I don't have any notes, don't have any opinion on anything. I don't know what the heck's going to go on. You guys can send me videos, just attach them in the comment section. You know, I read your comments. Just attach a link that you want me to review in the comment section, and I will get to it in time. This is Camden County, Georgia jail officials beat inmates. Of course, I saw this going on around Dr. Rashad Ritchie's content, and I've had a conversation with him. I did one of his show. Everything is racism to him, so I'm not even going to look at his content, but I'm going to break this down, and we're going to see, is this a racial issue, which you can't really judge the heart of men, so I don't know how this is going to be. I want to look at this from the lens of how the civilian would look at this, and as a police officer, because I've got that luxury of both aspects of this. I won't arbitrarily side with either. I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to tell you what I think in the process. I know nothing about this, absolutely nothing. Let's take a look. Clear trigger warning on this. Strong language, okay. Video shows 5 jail officials, correction officers, or I don't know if they're police officers. I don't know. We can't call them jail guards anymore. So we're going to see this as brutalizing. Again, you say brutalizing, that's subjective, right? I can't stand when people wind up typing that, because if I push you out of the way, oh, that's brutal. Brutalizing is completely subjective to the person who's in the receiving end of it. It could have been necessary force. I don't know yet. I haven't seen this video. Brutalizing Jared Hobbs in a jail cell at the Camden County Jail in the city of New Brunswick, Georgia. Hobbs was arrested for driving under a suspended license and possession of a controlled substance. I've got an opinion on this right now. Victimless crime. And I know you guys are going to say it's on his shit if you're in law enforcement. Well, he's driving on a suspended license. If he got in an accident and, then it was his insurance covered it. I understand that aspect of it. Oh, possession of a controlled substance. Well, that's going to lead to the broken window theory. And, dude, if somebody wants to get high in the pleasure of their own homes and they want to OD, I don't give a shit. Let them. This kind of stuff is what escalates the problems with use of force. If it's fucking drugs, dude, that's what sewers are for. You stop somebody who's got a bag of Coke on them, ruin their day, throw it in the sewer. Got somebody with weed on them. I don't know if they have legalized weed all over the place. It wasn't legal when I was a cop, but sewers, right there, end of story. The 41-year-old was held in isolation for about 15 days after the unprovoked attack. What was he in isolation? See, that's just it, too. Are we keeping people who can't get bond in for 15 fucking days? This is the shit that your liberal cities love to expose, and they do this on purpose. I won't get into in this video, but the prison system is for profit. I've got many other content. You could search my YouTube channel here. I've got a interview I did with Cenk from the Young Turks. Invited me on. I had a conversation. We didn't agree eye to eye, obviously, until the last 10 minutes of the interview when I rocked his world talking about how policing is done for profit in the jail system. And sometimes liberal cities love to keep the black man or the black woman in prison because that's fish in a barrel for them. They set that up for a purpose in their cities, and they keep black bodies in prisons for profit. 41-year-old was held in isolation for about 15 days after the unprovoked attack. He did not receive medical attention and was charged with 9 counts of assault, battery, and obstruction. Dr. Rashad Ritchie and Dr. Evans discuss Undisputable. Tell us what you think of the counts below. I don't give two shits about Rashad Ritchie. He's actually a really nice person off camera, but he's a race-baiting whore when it comes down to end camera. Everything, you can't have a civil discussion with that man without him accusing you of being racist. So again, I don't judge somebody's heart because I don't know. In my personal opinion, I've seen some cops who said some stuff that are like, did you just say that? Are you that stupid? And some other cops who have acted, but you know they're not racist. So I'm not judging any person's heart. Let's take a look at what this shit is. We get it. Let's go. I'm going to let this play through, too.
Okay. They came into the cell. He's on suicide watch. They jump him. They beat him up. He's providing no resistance. This is a gang-related attack, obviously. Look at the brutality here. Other inmates literally come to save this man. No other news agency has this story yet. We're the first to bring this to you, and I have significant background as to what happened to this man. Very sad. It continues, and what happened afterwards is that literally they did nothing to help.
All right, let's play that again from this point, minus Dr. Ritchie's commentary. It's pissing off the police for the most part. If I look at this, what reason would correctional, and I was never a correctional officer. They've got a tougher job than cops, don't forget. They're in prison or jail with other people, and they're not armed. You know, if you really want to solve the problem with law enforcement, you start by every single cop on the street has to start in the jail because they have to learn how to use their mouth. They're outnumbered 20-1, 40-1, 100-1. You got to learn your verbal skills 100%. I don't think a lot of cops could last 2 seconds inside of corrections with what they see in there. But again, I'm looking at this from an objective point of where I don't have corrections knowledge. I don't know what they're lawfully allowed to do inside of the jail. I do not know that. So I don't know if their use of force is different. I'm going to go off of what I would assume from law enforcement and the public perception. Did he give him an order? But I don't know what order would be. What does he have to be fingerprinted? Is he going to be removed for, I don't know, medical ID? Has he got something he's got to attend? Was he given an order? I don't know what that is. And if there is an order to be done, then yeah, and he's not complying, force has to be needed. I know at the last second of this, you saw him in the restraint chair. That is arms, feet, and wrists, feet, and sometimes head is restrained back. So they put him in the chair. So if he was being combative before this, okay, even if this guy is out and he takes a swing and he beats the shit out of 3-4 people outside, remember, use of force, especially from a law enforcement point of view, is the totality of the circumstances in that moment. So if we back up, we start here. In this moment, he's not using any force. meaning this guy is not doing anything, right? I don't know if he's got a shiv in there. They are so creative in the jails, it's ridiculous. You really want to hear some awesome stories. Talk to correctional officers about the ingenuity of the prisoners. It's incredible. But we're looking at this. Yeah, I don't know. The force, what is force necessary that needs to detain him? My first thing when I saw something like this is that he swallows something. But again, you know what? To be honest, some of you shithead cops, I know it's on your watch, but if it got to this, and if I'm a correctional officer, somebody swallowed something, and I'd rather have them OD than do this shit. It's not my fucking problem. I'll take the write-up, suspension day, or even termination. I'm not about to have my head on the chopping block for this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on one in here. This is a pig pile. Okay, what are we trying to do? Hands, okay. Hitting in the back of the head. Hey, good old boy. Shitbag. Doesn't work. You want to hit at the base of the spine? You want to cause death or great bodily harm? You fucking hick. What are you doing? This is not the farm, and you're not clubbing the pig for your dinner. Holy shit. And when people saying he's resisting at this point, are you kidding me? The human body is not going to go limp when you got 4 guys beating the shit out of you. It's going to resist. It's fight or flight. You're not in control of who you are at that point because you're trying to survive getting your fucking ass kicked. Yeah, the beatings. Okay, these guys are so stupid, they're going to be hitting each other in a seconds. Yeah, that guy, he should be pulling these sons of bitches off. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish here. No clue at all. Let's go back that for a second. Now, you see, don't they throw them in the cell? Now, that's a metal bench or concrete that's attached to the floor and the walls. And then, yeah, they're shoving them in. Dude, that'll fuck your shit up. Yeah, let's do this again. Again, I don't know what totality of the circumstance is until we know. Again, even if this guy just set 3 other inmates on fire or he set other officers on fire, this is punishment. This is punitive. This is not force need to get control over a subject. So I don't know what you guys are doing. Yeah, that guy makes it worse right there. The guy in the gray colored shirt, he makes it worse. Number one, little dude here who comes in. That guy. All right, if you're going to pin him into an inanimate object like a wall to get pressure and control him, great. But then you throw him into that wall. Okay, what are you trying to do? If you're gonna you had him up against a good position. Okay, let's put him against the wall now. Okay, he's in a wall now. 2 on 1. All right. So Johnny on the far left. He's got his wrist. All right. Not too well controlled. See, this is where shitbag hillbilly boy comes in, grabs by the collar. If anything, if you really want to take control, hey, Billy Bob, you should be pushing in the spine all the way at the small of his back, and you should be digging your fist in his spine, driving it in to the wall so he has no mobility. Now, with your other hand, you take it at the base of his neck so he doesn't headbutt you from behind. But, what the fuck do I know? I'm only a martial arts expert and a defensive tactics expert. I don't know shit, right? Yeah, that's going to do it. Now, see, here's dumbass here. And if you guys came for professional channel, you're really not going to get it because this shit pisses me off. How the fuck are we in 2023 and these cops are still doing this shit when they know they're on camera? How do you give up a position? Here, he's got his wrist against the wall and then he's still hitting. Put the hand behind his back. Dig your hand into his spine for spinal control. The cops are trained so piss poor, it's ridiculous. Oh, let's hit him. Let's keep hitting. Let's hit each other. Oh, there you go. Let's hit each other. This. Yeah. I get that some of you are in a place right now that you do the job and you watch what happens online and you see movements like defund the police. You see pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon from Black Lives Matter. I get that your command staff treats you like shit. I know they do, guys. I was in your shoes. I wrote about it in my book. I loved my chief like he was my father. And the betrayal I got from that was more heartbreaking than you could possibly imagine. going through a breakup. You're sitting inside of the squad car. It's a painful place to be, especially if you're in an agency where you don't have partners, right? It's just you with your thoughts all day long. And then you get out of the squad car, and then what is it? You got the worst part of humanity that you're dealing with every single day because they just don't fucking like you because you're doing shit like this to make them not like you. I don't know what happened before this. I really don't. I don't see how that could be justifiable. And not to mention the fact, if in the pig pile there, that guy was, if he was reaching for like a shiv that he had in his waistband and he's starting to stick cops, great, I could see that. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have sort teams. I'm sure you guys have the ability. Oh, he's in his cell with a shiv. Close the fucking door. We'll get in there when we get in there. Oh no, he's going to slit his wrists. Let him. You have to understand that the world now, they don't know what to fucking believe anymore. Hell, you got deep fake out there where you could put one celebrity's face on another and you don't know what it is. I saw a video today of some cop in his full uniform twirling his gun like a pistol, like from the Old West, and it shoots off at a bullet in the background. And I'm like, oh my God, and I do a commentary on it, how dumbass he is. Turns out it's a fake. And the more I watched it, the more I saw the graphics go off where he actually did CGI or whatever it is to make the bullet holes seem real. Still dumb for posting it because he's giving people ideas. You don't know what to believe anymore. Now put what you're doing in the context of what the public sees for them to make judgments on you. You can't defend that. You can't. And one of your heads, if not three of them, are going to roll. And then some of your heads are going to roll for not pulling the cops off. And when you have lunatics like Dr. Rashid Ritchie, who are going to make everything about this black and white. Clearly, these men are racist. Oh, my God, blah, blah. But Dr. Rashad Ritchie will never talk about violence in the black community. Never talk about it. Do you guys not realize what you're doing for each other? You're making your lives even worse. You're making your lives hell, and shit's going to just be bad for you. I can't defend that, but I also can't defend it, but I can understand it. 15 days. The guy was probably a pain in the ass. The guy was probably just these cops probably had their limit with him. And they reached their snapping point, breaking point. And I blame command staff for this shit. You have to remember, law enforcement, the fish rots from the head down. The problem in law enforcement is the men and women who wear the brass. It's them. And they have a lot of fucking work to do, because they forgot exactly what it's like to do the job the second they got their stars, bars, stripes, clovers, chevrons. They just forgot who the fuck they are and where they came from. And if you're in law enforcement, you know damn well that the gold badge wearers are not your friends. Can't defend that. It's horrible. But again, I don't know the totality of the circumstances. I'm breaking that down exactly how I would see it for the first time if I were you. As a member of the citizens, oh my God, no. But as a law enforcement, I mean, shit, if he's got a weapon on him, but then there's other tactics they could have used. But then again, too, I'm blessed with hindsight, and that's 2020. Some of the shit in there is indefensible. And if there was information that popped up that made me go, then I'll re-review it. But for right now, that's a fucking swing and a miss and another embarrassment to law enforcement, and we're at the tail end of 2022. Hopefully 2023 will be better. Guys, be safe out there. If you have anything you want to add, put it in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.